When someone passes, where do they go? Gone forever, or can they show? What if you could find someone between to bridge the gap of those?
I'm Michele Livingston, and I've been a spiritual medium for the last 30 years, appearing on Fox News, New York.
Hello, everybody. I'm Greg Jarrett. Welcome back to Breaking News. To be a really interesting guest for the hour, Michele Livingston is a visionary counselor.
On stage with medium James Von Prague.
Did anybody smoke, Richard?
Yes.
I smell tremendous smoke even up here. Was that your father that smoked?
My father and my mom.
On ABC
There's
News.
Air, oxygen everywhere. You can't see it, but it's here. Same thing with the spirit realms. So even though it's in a beautiful invisible realm, I have the capacity to tap into it and actually see them. He says, thanks for the balloons. I have no idea what that means. God. Do you have your mother's ashes with you?
My brother and I had necklaces made with her ashes in them, and I just took it off the chain tonight and put it in my pocket because I was curious if it would come up, and it did.
From the east in Harrisburg, PA, to the west in Hollywood, CA, I'm the People's Medium.
Hello, Michele.
Hi, Tony. How are you?
I'm wonderful. Welcome back.
Thank you. I was working on my book on pets and animals.
Oh, love it.
It's almost done. I had some wonderful stories from viewers and people that have come to seminars and some of my clients, and it's very heartwarming. It's a feel-good book.
Oh, I love it.
It's going to be called All Creatures Great and Small, Inspirational Stories of Pets as Healers and Companions and Teachers. But tonight's show, I thought maybe I'd do something a little bit different spin. I have to say I'm not a numerologist, but within the last couple of years, I've had so many people write in about numbers. What does this particular number mean, or that number? So I'm going to take it from a spiritual perspective, from the spirit world, and tell you how your loved ones can communicate with numbers, and also cover what a soul number is and repetitive or recurring numbers that people see over and over. So I want to start with, and you were just telling me before we got started that you, the last few days, have seen a triple-digit number.
Yeah, actually, right, well, I thought it was funny. 3 days in a row, I saw 444. So for 3 days, for three numbers.
And triple-digit numbers are pretty powerful. 444 represents angels.
Nice.
The angelic kingdom, and it is one of the most frequent angelic numbers that are seen. But I want to go back and just briefly go through the numbers, because I know that we're going to do this in 3 parts. I'm going to do a little bit of teaching. We're going to go and look up who's in the chat room and also on my Facebook. If anybody wants to write in, maybe you can do that for me too. And then we'll take some phone calls. The phone number is up there. This is being aired from Universal Broadcast in LA, and I'm in Harrisburg, PA. So we do this, and we always have fun, don't we, Tony?
We have a blast.
So anyhow, number 1 means singularity, and it means individuality. It's only divisible by itself. Let's face it. It's the only number that you cannot divide anything into. So it's a pretty powerful number. And the most frequent things that are sent from heaven are pennies and dimes. So a penny, if you find a penny, many times it's manifested by someone that you love in heaven. It means you're number 1 to them. A dime in numerology, you drop the 0, it goes back to number 1. So pennies and dimes are the most frequent coins found. And I always say to people, please look at the year or the date. It will have some significance to you. My kitty cat, Miko, who I adored, she was a Balinese Seal Point. She passed actually in 2011. Here we go with another good number. But she was born in October, the 10th month of the year, in 1994. And I'll be darned, I find dimes that say 1994 on them, but the dime would represent many times October or the 10th month of the year. So it's not just about numbers. It's about taking what you see and translating it possibly to a date. So one is pretty powerful, and one, I see a lot of ones. The second number is number 2, and it represents duality. It represents balance. It represents alignment, the yin and the yang power that we have. And so people see 2s. And as I said, Tony, when you see triple digits, whether it's 222, 333, 444, there's a lot of angelic power in 3s. 3 is the number of the Trinity. Right. And it's the number of protection. Nice. So that's common to see triple digit numbers. Anyhow, I had someone write to me on Facebook. She sees 214 all the time. Her name is, if you're watching, sweetheart, I hope you are, AJ. Just wrote her name as AJ. Says, I see 214 all the time. What does that mean? Is that my soul number? Well, if you add 2 and 1 and 4, it equals 7. So therefore, 7 could be your soul number. A soul number is a recurring number that you see all the time, or it can be an address. It can be a phone number. It could be your license plate, my driver's license. I'll tell you my soul number in a couple minutes. It's really strange because we keep saying it over and over. But also 214, if you think about it, could lead to the second month of the year, February, and the 14th day of the month, which happens to be Valentine's Day. So AJ says she's going to watch tonight, and I want to say there's some connection, sweetheart, with Valentine's Day. If you're seeing 214, again, take it to the month and the day. My papa passed of cancer when I was a young girl, puberty, the age of 14, and he passed on February 11th. So digital clocks will flash or stop at 2:11. And he sang hello. And we've talked in past shows, Tony, about the many ways that the spirit realms communicate. Right. Numbers are very important as well. So when you are looking at a clock, whether it stops or starts again, or the digital clocks flash, whatever, stop and think, what does that mean? Is that a loved one's birth month and date? Is it a passing date? Because you'll also find a lot of coins when you're in this zone of awareness, that's for sure. 3 is a good one. 3 is the divine number of not only the Trinity, but 3 represents protection. And when I do my work of mediumship, I have 3 angels that I call upon. And all I know is they're called the light beings. And they form a triangle of protection, no matter where the person is in the world or the country. When I'm doing a phone reading, they will form this huge triangle of protection, and they're always there the whole time. So if you see 3, it really means a lot. And this is why digits in groups of 3 are so powerful, because it's an angelic number of the Trinity. And it means optimism if you see a 3. It means playfulness, happy. But you can also take it to the month of March. Here we go again. People, I need to open your minds a little bit. If you see 311, someone could be born on March 11th or pass on March 11th. So it's not just a matter of seeing the number. It's consecutively, when you see it, write it down, write the date down. If you find the coin, look at the year. Keep a notebook. I always believe in notebooks. I write everything down, and boy, am I glad I do. Because I would forget. At this stage of the game, I'd be forgetting everything. But I'll tell you, it really does help. Because you can go back, whether it's 5 years ago or whatever, and you're amazed at the synchronicities that happen. I don't believe in coincidences. I call them God incidences, actually. But I think everything is meant to be. Everything is always meant to be. Number 4, again, is a pure angelic number. 2 and 2. And again, 444, Tony, the angels are coming in on you. I'm going to say there's a lot of prosperity, sweetheart, coming up for you.
Oh, thank you, please.
Thank you, Jesus. All right, hallelujah. We're going to have one of those revival
Yes,
tonight.
I'll put up the tent.
I was just going to say, there we go. Totally Bible. But it also means your prayers have been heard if you see groups of 4.
Oh.
And it is a powerful digit. It can also mean the month of April.
Oh, yeah.
Keep open to this because it's the 4th month of the year.
That's great.
So if you're driving along and look at a billboard or something and it says 412, that could be a soul number added on and divided into, but also are added together. Also take it to April 12th.
Okay. I'll keep an eye out for that.
Remember that. Number 5 is a dynamic number, and it has to do with the feminine, and it has to do a lot of times with divine feminine. Now, we know that numbers are androgynous, they're sexless. Some vibrate with a little more masculine energy, though, and some vibrate with a little more feminine. I think it's interesting that 5 is more of a feminine number because we have Mother's Day, which is the 5th month of the year, the month of May. Interesting. And also Blessed Mother Mary, they always, and I'm not Catholic, but they do celebrations. It's called May Day for Blessed Mother Mary, who personifies the divine feminine. And it's in the 5th month of the year, the month of May. So 5 is a number also of energy. If you're feeling down, if you have a bit of fatigue syndrome, if you're really tired, you may even start to see 5s. There may be a spirit guide who's helping you and saying, here, honey, here's some energy. So write it down. Watch for 5s or the 5th day of a month or May. Now, 6 is interesting. 6 is means the month of June. It also means that someone that sees 6s are responsible. They're sympathetic, empathetic. There's a lot of compassion with the number 6. And many healers and teachers were born in the month of June, which is the 6th month of the year. Now, I was born June 1st. I won't tell you how old I'm going to be, honey, but it's up there.
28.
I love you. But yeah. So, 6 is important. The other thing I want to say about 6 is I had a few people write to me and say, well, what does 666 mean? Because typically that has been designated as a bad number, an evil number. So through research and through different books and through things like that, I don't know if you know this, Tony, 666 is in the Bible, but it represents the bad. Or
right.
But it goes back to Roman Emperor Nero. I don't know if you know this or not. And he was a really vile emperor. He was a bad person. And this was before the Bible was written in Rome. But he had his own mother killed.
Oh.
And he watched his mother's death, which is pretty bad. And his wife was pregnant. Just saying, he kicked her in the stomach. She lost her baby and she lost her life. He would take joy in basically torturing people. So Roman Emperor wasn't a very nice person. And they did a lot with phonetics at the time in Rome. They did a lot with numerical numbers and with letters. Believe it or not, his name translated in Roman dialogue to 666 numerically. And that's one of the first mentions of 666.
Huh.
So he was a bad guy, and somehow it translated into the Bible. So I personally feel it's not a bad number to see. I think somebody wrote to me and said that it's been lucky for them. When they play the lotto, they play 666. It's been really a lucky number for them, which I find is great. So a lot of the numerical combinations are steeped in history. Some are steeped in superstition. So you need to kind of just keep an open mind with it. I would say if you see a 6, whatever you're seeing, take it also to the month and the date of what you're seeing. So when is your birthday? What month is that?
Mine's December 7th, 1969.
Okay. Oh, I graduated in 69, but I won't tell you if it's college or high school.
I was going to say, I'm sure it's from kindergarten.
That is my graduation year. But no, December, the 12th month?
Yes.
Okay, so that's a month of completion. But if you take 2 and 1, of course, it's 3, and 3 could be your soul number. It just depends. So if you see 3s, usually numerologists, and again, I am not one. I'm not saying I'm one. I don't do that. But a lot of times it goes, well, it's always from 1 to 9. Once you hit 10, you drop the 0.
Right.
So 12, the 12th month of the year would be number 3. And 3 is the number of protection. It's the Trinity, and it's a power number, Tony. So you're in good hands, kiddo.
All right. Tell that to some people I know. I'm just kidding.
I'll shout it from the rooftop.
That's right.
So then we have lucky number 7. People that play with the dice and everything. 7 is a very good number. We also have the 7 chakra points, which go from the crown chakra to the third eye, to the mouth region, as we know, and the throat, and the heart chakra, solar plexus, reproductive area, and the base of the spine. So 7 is a powerful number. It's also, in the biblical sense, there were a lot of 7s mentioned in the Bible. So 7 also represents, of course, the month of July. So if you see 7s, know that it can translate to the month or a day, or it's a good number for you. It's a powerful number. And there are certain people that play numbers in lottos. I don't predict lottos. I'm on that morning drive time show, which I love, the People's Morning Show. It's a great crew. But they always say, Michelle will not predict your lotto numbers. I can give you a miracle money saying and a positive abundance affirmation, how to attract financial wherewithal. But as far as a medium finding out numbers, it's not for us to do. Hopefully we're all in the course of helping to heal people and bring them comfort and love from heaven. So soul number. Okay, my soul number is the number 8. And the reason I know it's my soul number is my address is 8s. My license plate is all 8s except for a 1. August has always been a big month for me, which is the 8th month of the year. Turned on its side, the number 8 is the sign of infinity. And that means that it's pretty powerful. It also represents success, and it represents prosperity. So if you want to design a piece of jewelry, wear the sign of infinity around your neck. And you know what that looks like, don't you, Tony?
No.
Okay, well, take a figure 8.
Okay.
Let me do my little... As an artist, don't hold this against me. But can you see the 8?
Yeah, okay.
All right. That's the sign of infinity. And then turn the other way, it's a number 8.
Number 8, okay,
So,
got it.
The sign of infinity, and you've seen that before, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
But in jewelry, it's really powerful to wear it because it brings in prosperity, brings in success for new ventures. And number 8 is a really good number. So I love number 8, and I'm glad it's my soul number. Number 9 is the number of completion. So when we go from 1 to 9, before we hit 10 and drop the 0, we're back to number 1. So anything that you do that you want it to be successful with through completion, you could start it in September, which is the 9th month of the year. You could start it on the 9th day of a month, which is pretty powerful. It has to do with not only completion, but self-sufficiency, independence. Number 9, all right? I also want to get into 1111 a little bit. Oh, my gosh. And my book, Messages from Beyond, and when we come back, we're going to take a little bit of break. If you have anything in the chat room, I'm going to talk about Messages from Beyond. I'm going to talk about 1111 briefly when we come back. We're just going to take a short break. The chat room is ubnradiotv.com, channel 1. You can leave messages in there. You can write to me in my Facebook, and Tony will go in and check it out if you have any questions on numbers or anything to share on numbers. And we'll take a short break. We'll be right back, and we'll talk about 1111.
Attract what you want in life. Learn more about your evolutionary soul journey. Gain in-depth knowledge about metaphysical concepts.
Start with Messages from Beyond. It's a spiritual guidebook that talks about the soul journey. Everything you've ever wanted to know is in this book. It's Spirituality 101.
Messages from Beyond, a spiritual guidebook. Available at michellelivingston.com and wherever books are sold.
All right, we're back.
We're back. So that's my most popular guidebook is Messages from Beyond. It is a spiritual guidebook, positive affirmations, conscious manifestations in here. And there's a chapter on the 1111 concept. A friend of mine, I don't know if he's watching from Philadelphia, Mike Driscoll. I love you, Mike. He started an Irish pub that ran about 3 city blocks in Philadelphia. And he started to hire people, and he asked them their birth dates. They had to fill out a form. And a lot of them had November, and they also had the 11th day of a month. And many of them had November 11th, which is 11/11. So he kept seeing them. And he asked me, Michelle, what does that mean? So I did some research, and there's a whole chapter in this Messages from Beyond book. 1111 basically is, it represents pillars that open up a new consciousness for people to bridge the gap between the third dimensional world, which we're in now, and the fourth dimensional world. Remember, it's a mirrored image. If you think of columns of a temple, it represents as above and so below. And it starts to accelerate your awakening. So you might say, well, what in the world is an awakening? An awakening is when you're empathic. An awakening is when you feel energy around yourself. You get vibes about people. I really like that person. I want to head towards them. I don't think I want to go there near that person. And it also, you'll get vibrations, you'll get intuitions, which means inner knowing. Many people that see 1111 are light workers. They are healers. They are Reiki masters. They are massage therapists. They are mediums, psychics. They do metaphysical type of work. And they also not only heal, but they teach others how to become awakened. So it's a code. 1111 is a code. And it means that the person is not better than. It just means the person is vibrating at a higher level than a lot of other people. So this is why I wrote this. It has to also do with mental telepathy. Not that we can all become mind readers, but a lot of times you'll look at somebody and think, I wonder what they're thinking. One time I actually heard somebody sitting next to me what they were thinking, and I couldn't believe it.
You're like, am I going crazy?
Yeah, I said that, but I also said, I'm not going to be around you much longer.
Right.
So 1111, again, is a code. It's in the auric field. It's a DNA in the cellular memory of the soul consciousness, and it's a wake-up call number. It really is. So if anybody out there is listening or watching, and they see 111 or 1111, write to the chat room or write to me on Facebook, please. That's what that means, 1111. The soul number, which I mentioned briefly earlier, again, is a number that is a dominant force in your life. It can be your birth date. It can be your address over and over again. It can be your phone number. It can be a lucky number that comes up again and again. So you'll find your number because it's consecutively shown to you, and it's recurring.
And it's always one number, right?
It's usually one number, or if you see 22, you can add them into number 4.
Oh, okay.
But I want to also say that Laura wrote to me on my Facebook page, and she was saying about number 22. I know from somebody that taught this, that 22 is a master builder number. And what that means is if you are starting a project, like writing a book, building a home, composing a song, starting up a radio station like you did, Tony, whatever you're doing, if you do it on the 22nd of a month, it should be more successful because it's a master builder number, and it goes back to ancient Egypt.
Oh, great.
They used a lot of 22s when they were doing the pyramids and designing different aspects of their culture. So there you go.
That's great.
So I don't know if we have anybody in the chat room. If we have,
we have a lot of people talking, and I know I'll go to UBN chat room first, and then we'll go to Facebook. But I'm going to scroll down because Susie, who's a loyal fan, she said that she sees 1111 and 1111 almost daily. And then she says, I've also been finding pennies and dimes. And is it always, and she just said, who is this? Or who is doing this? But can it be loved ones, or can it also be a more higher divine?
It can be higher divine, but many times it's loved ones. And this is why I say, Susie, look at the date, the year. Also, always look at the year. For example, I get dimes, like I said, with 1994. My beautiful Miko was born in October, the 10th month, which would represent the dime, in 1994. So she sends those down to me. So it can be from loved ones. It can also be from the divine. It can be from your spirit guides or angels or a higher power.
Right. Well, Donna also, that when this goes into the date, says, been finding more pennies lately. The other day I found a quarter and it had the year 2015. Not sure this year didn't mean anything that I could think of.
Mm-hmm. We had a very good seminar, by the way, at the Radisson, and somebody a couple of weeks ago, a gentleman raised his hand, and he finds quarters. And so I said, just add 5 and 2, 7. That's probably your soul number. So when you get away from the single digits, add them. And quarters are good to find, but the year 2015, it does not, Donna, have to be monumental. It can be a crossroads. It can be a move that you were making, a new relationship that you started, a grandchild that was born. It doesn't even mean it relates to you exactly. It can be someone in your family that they're acknowledging with the year, with the date.
And there's a lot of people on Facebook that are talking about 1111. And one I thought it kind of stood out to me. It says, I see 111 or 1111 a lot, especially the day my father passed away. I took it as him letting me know that everything was okay and finally at peace.
Yeah, he was. And again, it represents number one. So he's number one with God. And I'm glad you thought of it that way, because that's perfect. It's perfect. And as we said, it's the only number that you can't divide into. So it's a singular number of unification, whoever's saying that. I had one from, where was it? The other day. Michael, who was named after Archangel Michael, says he sees 444 every day. Well, hello. You're surrounded by angels, Michael. I wrote some of these down. Catherine from Facebook was born on November 11th. Good girl. That's a powerful 1111 number. So,
well, here's one I want to throw out at you, and this was really interesting. She said, my younger son was born at 2:22 a.m. His birth weight was 2 pounds and 22 ounces, and he was 3.5 months premature on February 5th.
Unbelievable. And February is the second month of the
year.
Right.
That's crazy.
So, yeah. And who is that, Tony?
That is, that's a hard, it's Elizabeta Duffy. Yeah,
I think she's from Germany or Poland. Hi, honey. I just call her Elizabeth.
Yeah, because
that's something. Because 2 definitely then would be your soul number.
Wow, that's crazy.
I think she said 22 ounces, master builder number. Good little boy, good child, special child. Very special.
Yeah, when I saw that, I was like, man, I couldn't believe that. This one is, my birthday is 9/9/57. Been seeing 1111 and 2:22 a lot in the past 4 years. So it's just, again, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a lot of people talking about 1111s.
Yeah. this is why I wrote the chapter on it. So if you see them, remember that number one, you're awakening. It's a pre-code for you to be a light worker, and you don't have to do it full time. You don't have to heal or teach, but just I think people that see 1111s are more open to spirituality, and they're on the right track. They're on the right path. So if anybody wants to call in for a reading, the number's up there, 323-649-82, what are we, 68?
8268, you got it.
And if you have a story to tell about numbers, let me know. I love when I find the coins. And even finding nickels can represent May, the 5th month of the year. And so don't rule out nickels or quarters, everybody.
So what about, because when I was a child, I used to actually find a lot of paper, like not paper money, like dollar bills, $20 bills, $10 bills. So is that also?
Yeah.
Or is that just being lucky?
No, it doesn't have to be coins. It can be money. And that's when you say, thanks, I deserve it. That's when you send up that. The miracle money for finding $20, $50 bills, my husband finds them all the time.
Wow.
Is I'm going to throw this out. This week I am experiencing a miracle regarding money. This is a good one for people. And this is an aside to what we're talking about. But this week puts a time parameter on it. I am is a very direct statement. Experience a miracle, which means it could come from anywhere regarding money. So it can come in the form of finding money, winning money, opportunities, gifts, even love relationships. I mean, that's abundance. Let's face it.
Right.
You know that. So well, no, it can translate to paper.
Okay.
Too. Okay.
Well, I know we're probably taking a break here soon before we take some calls, but this one is also interesting that Michael and Heidi said on the 29th or 29, we closed on our house. Husband was promoted and son was born. So I don't know if it was all on the same day or it's just on a 29th day.
Wow, Heidi. So the 29th, again, and if you want to get it back to one number, just do 9 and 2, which is 11, which can go back to 2. But that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And that could be a recurring number. And also I want to say, look at your addresses, look at your phone numbers, look at your license plates, look at numbers like that. And once you are open to this, you'll be amazed that they keep reoccurring over and over. And you'll be like the aha moment. Oh, that's my soul number. Oh, somebody's up there is trying to say hello.
Right.
You'll get it.
All right. Well, do you want to take a break and then come back and take some calls?
Yeah. And if you would like to talk to a loved one in heaven, if you have a story to tell or share, we can veer off the numbers. But also a lot of people have some fun stories they told me about on Facebook that they might call in with about numbers. So we'll see you in a couple minutes after the break.
On the other side.
There you go.
If you enjoy the Michele Livingston Show and want to see her in person, check out her next live seminar.
So here we go. If you can work with me, close your eyes. We're going to take 8 deep breaths, and we're going to start.
Have you recently lost a loved one?
Who lost a husband recently? I had to take a deep breath with him. I feel it was fairly quick.
Could you be the next one to get a reading?
I think I'm with you, sweetie. There's a name like Bree. They're showing me cheese. That's the new one. They showed me Bree cheese and her daughter's name Bree. See how this works?
This seminar will provide an experience that will truly enhance your understanding of the other dimensions.
When we get over there, we train to help 1 or 2 people that are on the earth plane, and we train to be their guides or their helpers.
And confirm that you
There's a dad figure coming through here.
are never alone.
Did you enjoy it? Oh, thank you so much.
All right, we are back with Michele Livingston, the People's Medium, and we're going to be taking calls. You can call in at 323-649-8268. And Michele, I know there's a lot of people in the call room waiting for some readings.
All right.
All right, you ready to take one?
Yes, sir.
All right, here we go. I think her name is Catherine, so we're going to go ahead and take her. Go ahead, and Catherine, you're on air with Michele. Catherine, you there?
I am.
Catherine?
Yes.
Hello, how are you?
Oh my gosh, hello. It's so good to talk to you.
Well, it's good to talk to you too, sweetheart. Do you have a question?
I see like 2s all the time, 222, 333, 444s, 555s, a lot. And then like 5 days ago, I was driving and I saw 2 cars. They were side by side. One car had a 777 on the license plate and the other one did too.
Amazing. Amazing.
I know, right? Yeah.
So you're seeing You're seeing triple digits a lot, Catherine. Do you know your soul number? Have you figured that out?
I don't know, and that's my question. How do I figure that out?
Oh, is that your question?
Well, my question, I would love a reading too, but curious about all of this. It's so exciting.
Well, number 3 comes to me for you. Number 3, because Catherine, you really love people, but you're protective over them, and you have a nurturing quality. And 3 is the number of protection. It's a mothering number. It's the number of the Trinity. So I want you to watch for 3s that occur. And as you said, so not just triple digits, but 333. Watch for numbers 333. All right?
Okay.
I have to ask.
I saw 333 as I was turning my computer on to tune into your radio station.
Oh, there you go. That's a confirmation for you, dear.
Awesome.
Catherine, is your dad still on Earth?
He is not.
I have your dad through for you. We're going from numbers to loved ones in heaven. And your father comes in on the right side. He has a peace flag, Catherine. And he says, all is well here in heaven. When he says that, the peace flag is telling me that he is free from pain. He's happy. He watches out for you. And he likes the idea of number 3 for you. Isn't that interesting? He holds up 3 fingers. Do you have siblings, Catherine?
I have 2 sisters.
So there's 3 of you on Earth, correct?
That is correct.
All right, this is the reason. Fingers mean children, and therefore he acknowledges the 3. And isn't that interesting? We were just talking about the number 3.
Wow,
so
that's crazy.
That's a confirmation for you that you're going to start to see more 3s. He says each of his children are different. I hope you think of your daddy, because he's definitely around you. And he acknowledges a baby girl, a younger female. Who's the youngest sibling in family?
I'm the youngest. I am.
So, yes, I thought so. So you're his baby girl. He tells me that he's observed that you have really come into your own, Catherine. And when he says that, even though you're a nurturing person and a very loving person and protective over others, because that's the number 3, he wants to say you're also self-assertive lately. You're more of your own person lately. You're more self-assertive lately and more of your own person lately.
That is true.
And your dad's helping you with that from heaven. He's helping you make a stand for yourself, if that makes sense.
Kind of. I didn't know him really well. He passed away about 30 years ago.
Well, guess what? He's a spirit guide of yours.
Oh, that's awesome.
And this is where the 3 number comes in. It comes in from him. So it's interesting.
Okay. Oh, that's just way awesome.
And there's one other, there's also a grandmother figure, Catherine, that wants to say hello to you.
Oh.
Were you named
Okay.
after anyone? Was there another Catherine in family?
Not that I'm aware of.
Well, she loves your name and she acknowledges your name. And I feel it's more on your maternal side. She's more on your maternal side.
Okay.
She was a person of faith, honey. This grandmother figure. You had a lot of,
my mom's mom was definitely.
Yes, that's who I'm referring to. She was a person of faith.
Totally. Okay.
She has a cross. Is there Catholic in your family or not?
Is there what?
Catholic, anywhere.
Oh, a huge Catholic family. My grandmother had 13 children.
Yeah. So I have to say she has
three again.
She has rosary beads, sweetheart.
Okay.
And she's sending prayers down for you. And also watch for Elizabeth, the name Elizabeth. All right.
Okay.
That's in your family somewhere.
Okay,
so
interesting.
Dad says hello. He's sending you number 3. There are 3 siblings. You have 3 on earth. I get a lot of Catholic energy, a lot of prayers coming down, darling. And I also want to send birthday wishes to someone. Because this is the third month of the year, you know, March.
Right.
So there's a birthday that just was or one around the corner, Catherine, okay?
Okay.
That's what they're telling me.
Okay.
So I wish you well, sweetheart.
So
Thank you so much for calling in.
Oh, you're just awesome. Love listening to you. Thank you.
So are you. Have a wonderful week, honey. Take care.
I will. Okay. Bye.
That was a great reading.
Isn't that funny that the 3 kept coming up with her?
Yeah.
That is definitely her soul number. Definitely.
And then seeing the 777s on the back of 2 cars next side by side. That's pretty crazy.
I'm glad her dad was able to come through. Yeah. And grandmother was swinging rosary beads. And I'm not Catholic, but boy, she's sending prayers down.
That's hilarious. All right, well, here, let's get another one in here. Let's go ahead. And you're live on there with Michele.
Hello, Michele.
Hello, dear. Who is this?
This is Trinette.
Trinette, hello. Trinette.
Hey, I just have a question. I don't believe that the number 9 is anywhere in my numerology, in my personal numbers. But for some reason, I'm just attracted to the number 9.
Mm-hmm. And I think it's wonderful
my brother got all the 9s in his numerologies, September 29th, 1979. I'm January 5th, 1977. So I know that 9 is not in my numerology, but for some reason, I love the curve of the number 9. I love spelling the number 9. It's just since I was very young.
Interesting. The number 9 is the number, again, of completion of the cycle between 1 and 9. So you're completing a cycle. It's Trinette, correct? Trinette?
Correct. Yes.
Which is a very pretty name, by the way. 9 is your soul number. And it doesn't mean it has to be in numerology. It means a soul number. So I would say watch for 9s, watch for the month of September, my dear. September is the 9th month.
Mm-hmm.
And I also have to ask you something a little bit personal, Trinette.
Sure.
Who may have lost a child through miscarriage or termination?
I've lost 2.
Okay. I have a female spirit with the souls that you lost. And she says, but now they're found and they're in heaven with her, Trinette. And these are souls that were lost either through miscarriage or whatever. And is your mother passed away, Trinette?
Yeah.
Okay, this is your mother, my dear. And
Yes,
your
my
mother
mother's
has
mother
the
is
souls.
passed.
Your mother has the souls with her.
I never got to meet her.
And that's okay.
Okay.
She says hello. And she tells me that she didn't have an easy life. And she's sorry for anything emotional, any kind of emotional rift that she may have caused. But she does love you, Trinette. She does love you.
Yeah, that's my mother's mother.
Well, I'm thinking it's your mother. Is your mother passed?
No, my mother's still living.
All right, then this would be your mother's mother. She comes in on the left side, which has to do with maternal side. Okay.
Yeah.
And also she's showing me a porch. So, and somebody lived in rows of homes, Trinette, like row homes. Where are you calling from, honey?
Okay.
Where are you calling from?
Nashville, Tennessee.
Oh, okay. Somebody lived in homes that were close together, like rows of homes close together. This could have been grandmother.
Yeah.
And I have to say there was a porch connection with her, a front porch, a wraparound porch, something like that.
Yeah, my great grandmother had a screened-in front porch. The very few times I got to see her in Missouri, because we'd have to travel from Nashville to Missouri.
Yes.
And she had a nice fenced-in porch.
Well, she's saying hello as well. Then it's
But
just
that was
called.
beautiful.
It's called a lead-in. When they show me things,
She was
it's
a jolly
lead-in.
woman.
Yes, she was. It's a lead-in to bring her through, and she shows me you brushing your hair, Trinette. I get a kick out of this. Your grandmother and your great-grandmother.
Yeah.
So you might be cutting your hair, picking at your hair. You do stuff with your hair. I don't know what you do, but they like to see you when you play with your hair. Do you understand what they're saying?
Yes. Yeah, I've been in a funk a lot lately. Even my husband tells me that I need to change. I've not been the same since my father passed away.
I'm sorry,
and
darling.
I've gone downhill. A lot. I've let my looks go. I put everybody else up before me. I don't really, look at myself before I go to the store. I could have on 3-day-old pajamas. Things have just taken a downturn. So.
Well, I know, darling, but you're going to have a makeup.
I've recently cut my hair, and I was thinking, wow, my hair has really grown out. Maybe I need to cut it back again.
Yeah, you will. You're going to have a makeover. And I also want to say your papa says hello. Your papa, your daddy does say hello to you tonight, Trinette. I love his energy. I do love his energy. He wants you to keep...
I guess go ahead.
He wants you to keep going. Your dad says you were never a quitter, so don't be a quitter now. He wants you to keep going, Trinette.
Yeah.
Okay? And he's trying to give you a push in the right direction. He wants you to laugh more. Go see a comedy movie. You got to lighten up, Trinette. You got to lighten up, honey. So when you get your makeover, you call me and let me know about your makeover, okay?
I sure will. Michelle. If I don't talk to you, I'll post it on Facebook for you.
All right, dear. You have a great spring. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye.
Thank you, love.
All right.
I know what it's like to lose a parent that you're close to. And sometimes we do get in the funk. We get ourselves down. We feel depressed. We miss them so much. They are our heartbeat, our light. And so I think with her being a sensitive person like Trinette is, it really pulled her down. And I think in essence what her grandmother and great-grandmother are saying, you got to get your act together. You got to get your hair done. You got to play with your hair.
That's
you got to put some makeup on. Go for it, Trinette.
Well, I think we should just take one more call at least. There's a lot of people waiting, and I think one more lucky call. Is that okay with you?
Sure.
All right, because we have a lot of people that has questions. And I think this one, let's go ahead and click on this. It doesn't really give me a name, but we'll just find out who it is. Hi, you're live with Michele. Go ahead and tell us your name, where you're calling from, and ask her what you got. You there?
Hello? Are you there? Hello?
Is that me?
That's you.
Oh, okay. My name is Sandy.
Hi, Sandy.
And my question was, who do you see around me, and what do you see upcoming for me? And as far as numbers, I see threes all the time, 4s, 11s, and 5s.
Yes. So as we said, darling, 3's protection. 1 or 11 means you're awakened, Sandy. And you are a healer. You have a gentle energy, Sandy, about you. There's a gentleness about you. Now, it doesn't mean you have to be a nurse. It doesn't mean you have to be a Reiki master or a massage therapist, but there's a gentleness about you, my dear. You need to be told that, Sandy. And there's a lady here for you, my dear. And it's a mother, grandmother figure for you, Sandy. She's coming in on the left side. She's had her hair done to talk to you. This is a hair night. This spirit comes in. She's had her hair fixed to talk to you. I also want to, she's with a dog. Did you ever lose a dog, Sandy?
I did, yeah. My little ginger dog, yeah.
Yeah, she's with Ginger Dog.
Okay.
And that dog was your fur baby. You love that dog. That dog was everything to you. And she says, Sandy, I couldn't let this go by without bringing your baby through. The dog. The dog's pretty peppy here. I'm not an animal communicator, but I guess I'm one tonight, Sandy. Because the dog's peppy and wants to bring you a lot of gifts. Toys. And the dog wants to give you pure love, Sandy. You need to be told that you're loved. Seriously. And there's career changes for you. Have you thought about going into something different or doing something different with work, Sandy?
I have. I'm currently at home now, and I've been going through a lot of trials in my life, and I'm definitely ready for a change, yeah.
You're going to have a change. And here's the 3 again. Within 3 months, there's going to be an opportunity for you to start something on your own or really expand something, Sandy. So please don't give up. The cards are stacked in your favor. Let me put it that way. Okay? Do you understand?
I've been trying to say all the positive things lately. It's been pretty tough, but.
Also, I see crystal and amethyst. Do you know what amethyst is?
I do, uh-huh.
I want you to get a piece of amethyst, the color purple.
Okay.
It's a healing stone, and you need the energy of calm and peace. And it wouldn't hurt to get a crystal as well for you. You can wear it or just carry it or have it near you, Sandy. So I'm glad this mother figure came through with Ginger Dog. 3's good for you, but also number 7. Keep open to 7, darling. Okay?
Okay. And you don't see anything about my son at all, or?
I don't get your son through right now. I'm sorry, I don't.
He's currently alive, but as far as direction.
Oh, no wonder I don't get him through then. No, I thought you meant he was past. There's a gentleman in spirit world trying to help your son get on the right path. Your son's, yeah, I'm picking up in his energy on earth. He's very sensitive. He's somewhat creative. You worry about him a lot. I know you do, Sandy. He's gonna straighten out, your boy. He's in God's hands, honey. And do not worry about him. He's okay, Sandy, okay? So I'm going to move on, sweetheart. I'm going to say thank you so
Thank you for
thank
the
you
call.
for calling.
Thank you for taking the time.
Yes, and thanks for taking
Have
the
a good
time to
night.
call. Bye, honey.
Okay. Thank you.
All right.
No
That's
wonder I
good.
couldn't get our son through.
Yeah, I know, right? You're like, I'm not picking him up. Well, he's still alive. That's probably why.
He's not over there. Sorry to say that.
I love it.
So any other questions, Tony?
Let me look here. There is a lot of, I mean, you've had a lot of people asking questions. The numbers are really popular right now. Now, is there a difference between soul numbers and angel numbers, or is it the same? Because somebody was asking.
Yeah. Soul number is different from an angelic number.
Mm-hmm.
A soul number vibrates with birth. When you were born, you have a soul color that you vibrate with. You have a soul number that you vibrate with. And there are different soul things that come to you. So look at your birth month, look at your birth date. Again, look at recurring, repetitive numbers that you see. They could be soul numbers, just a single digit number. 7 was Sandy's, I think we said. 3 was the caller before. So if you want to know your soul number, you can write to me on Facebook or private message me. I'll pick up on your energy. Mine's 8 again. So an angelic number would be triple digits that you would see, or combinations of numbers that you would see. A soul number is usually 1 digit.
Right.
It's usually 1 to 9. Okay.
And because somebody was saying in the chat room earlier, they say that is it a number that we're attracted to? That's our soul number? Because, some people like, oh, my lucky number is 5 or 7. And I hear this, constantly. It's like, oh, I'm drawn to a certain number. Not that they see it all the time, but they seem to always choose the same number.
Yeah, and we had a caller named Trinette from Nashville.
Right.
Her soul number is 9 because she's drawn to it.
Right.
And so it doesn't necessarily have to be a birth number, but it's something that will carry through in a lifetime with you.
Got it.
Yeah. So, and you can ask and you will receive. When you wake up in the morning, ask Spirit to give you your soul number, and you'll see it on the way to work, on a license plate or on a billboard, and you'll see it then recur over and over. I just intuitively know number 8 because it's always been there for me. Always. I have 3 8s in each of my phone numbers, and I have 3 different phone numbers. My address is 8. August is important. So you'll see it come up again and again, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's an angelic number, if that makes sense.
Right. Okay.
The angels send you triple numbers in succession, whereas a soul number would be 1 particular number. Interesting.
No, that's really interesting, because I think a lot of people, they get confused with, because, like you said, angelic number and soul number, and I think you explained it very well, so thank you very much. And one last one in the chat room, it says, is 466 a good place to move to? My birthday is 7/17/64. How can you tell, like, if you are moving? Because you say certain days, but if you're moved to an address, how can you tell if that's a good place to live, or it's going to be a peaceful place for you?
You go by your feelings. You go in the place, and if it feels weird, don't buy it, no matter what number it is.
Right. Hey, so there you go, folks.
And, I have a white lighting technique in here. We talk about this all the time. How to clear out the energy and sell a home quickly, how to raise the energy of a home. If a home is cluttered, it traps energy. So you clear out, open your windows, let air go through. So first of all, you have to go by your feelings. What feels right intuitively to you, the inner knowing. And then you look at the numbers to see if it correlates with how you feel about the property. And that's how I would look at it.
Well, everybody, thank you guys for tuning in, watching, leaving comments in the chat room, calling in. There's so many people that had questions, but Michelle's going to be here in 2 weeks. Is that right, Michele?
Yeah, I'm going to be back March 28th until I finish my book on pets. And as I've said to you, please, if you have a story about your dog, your cat, your horse, I have them on, I am geckos, ducks, bunnies, and it's a feel-good book, like a chicken soup for the soul. It's going to be beautiful. And it's almost done. So the more stories I have, the quicker the book's done, and then I can come back on here.
Awesome.
I will be back the 28th. And if you have a subject that you'd like to delve into, private message me and write to me on Facebook, on my fan page, or if you're a friend of mine, on my friend page. So I enjoyed talking to all of you tonight. So glad that we delved a little bit more into numbers and explored that topic. God bless all of you. And as I say every week, always be kind. Good night.
Good night, Michele.
If you enjoy the Michele Livingston Show and want to see her in person, check out her next live seminar.
So here we go. If you can work with me, close your eyes. We're going to take 8 deep breaths, and we're going to start.
Have you recently lost a loved one?
Who lost a husband recently? I had to take a deep breath with him. I feel it was fairly quick.
Could you be the next one to get a reading?
I think I'm with you, sweetie. There's a name like Bree. Bree, they're showing me cheese. My dog, that's what. That's the new one. They showed me Bree cheese and her daughter's name Bree. See how this works?
This seminar will provide an experience that will truly enhance your understanding of the other dimensions.
When we get over there, we train to help 1 or 2 people that are on the earth plane, and we train to be their guides or their helpers.
And confirm that you
There's a dad figure coming through here.
are never alone.
Did you enjoy it?